headed toward the ball, and we're ready for action. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. So Texas A&M's offense will have the football first. And here comes Marcel Reed. We could end up seeing some points in this one, an explosive offense against a defense that has been, shall we say, vulnerable. They'll spot the ball at the 34 as he goes out of bounds right there. Guys, let's take a minute here and talk about Texas A&M. Big moment in recruiting last week. 4-star defensive back gives a verbal commitment. David, what's his adjustment going to be like?
Obviously, the adjustment of speed is a big deal, but that's why you go get a 4-star guy like this. I mean, he's got speed. You play so many DBs at one time. This is a position I feel like you can transition to college really.
Makes a grab and room to run. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
And, man, that's not a surprise that they come to their go-to guy early. This is an offense that's so much fun to watch, and it's because they know who they are. They know how to get the ball to their playmakers. And on the first drive, Palmer, get your guy a touchdown.
Oh, it's a fumble. Scoops it up, still a live ball. I don't know if it was luck or aggression or just a fortuitous bounce, but at least they've got the ball back.
But one thing I do know, Reese, this running back has got to do a better job with ball secured. Cannot turn the football over and expect to win this game. They're very lucky they were able to jump on top of that.
Here's Reed to throw. Got there right as the ball did. Jarred it loose. It'll be third down.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Throws to the wideout. Complete downfield. First grab of the season for this highly talented freshman. They believe he's just going to get better each and every snap.
Well, I think on that play you saw why this guy's such a big weapon in this offense. At receiver, he does such a nice job with his routes. He's patient, and he's consistent, and he's got good hands. You don't see him put a lot of balls on the ground. Nice job there picking up the first down.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Looking for a man. It's Reed. He's got it on the move. Touchdown, Aggies. Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. When they have something to cheer about here, this Kyle Field crowd is the most choreographed group in all of college football.
They've got so many chants and cheers that I had no clue about Reese until we visited, and you see it's choreographed, it's perfect together. And how about this choreographed start? Exactly how they drew it up early, getting this place going bananas.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Now the Thunderbirds offense will come out to go on the attack for the first time. And here comes the junior running back. He may not be the best-known star around, but man, does this team love what he brings. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. And it's the Thunderbirds trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Second down, going to throw it. They're all over him. And down he goes. The defense bringing the heat. And this crowd is up for grabs, and not much excites them like back-to-back sacks. Third and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Rushes on. And he's sacked. Great work there by this defense. The Thunderbirds will try to pin them back with the punt. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. Wide open, and it's a foot race. Found a lot of running room before he goes out of bounds, and what a way to build a little momentum. Here comes the Aggies offense out to start this drive. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Looking down the middle. Got it! And he will score! Touchdown, Texas A&M! They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. That's exactly what you want to do when you have that type of field position. Strike quickly, and they did. One play, and they put it on the board. Not going to get a return here. They'll bring it out to the 25 as the kickoff sails through the back of the end zone. Jackson will throw. Pressure in his face, and he lets it fly.
They've already got a bunch of sacks on them today and another quarterback pressure. This offense has to try to find a way to get the ball out a little bit quicker, to protect the quarterback a little bit more. Whether it's screens, whether it's draws, whether it's rolling your quarterback, something has to change for this offense to protect the quarterback a little bit better.
And it's the Thunderbirds want to crank the tempo. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Heaves it deep. He holds it in, and nobody's close. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
Yeah, I think if you're on offense right now, you're thinking, I don't know if our defense can stop them. They couldn't do it the last drive out. We're down a lot on the scoreboard right now, so we need to score touchdowns every time we have the ball. That was a big play for them, but they got to cap this thing off.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Back to pass on 2nd down. He's got him in the flat. Makes the grab and down immediately. He picks up a few. They'll turn to the Wildcat to keep this drive alive. Direct snap. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense. Now on 4th down, here comes the field goal team. This whole play is going to see if this kicker can operate in a sea of noise. Splits the uprights, it's good. Now the lead is down to 11.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
He's tackled, brought down right at the 25-yard line on the return. Texas A&M's offense takes the field, ready to get this drive going. They've come out red hot already with a 14-3 lead. Using his legs, it's Edwards. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
These are the types of plays where offenses impose their will. 3rd and short from the 45. Looking to the big tight end. Perfect timing on the hit to keep him from making the grab, and the defense forces a 4th down. The Aggies send out the punt team to kick it away. Oh, look at this thing. They may need a flight attendant on that one. And that one will find its way into the end zone for a touchback. So the Thunderbirds offense is out on the field and ready to attack. They might be feeling a little heat here as they've fallen into a 14-3 hole early. From the gun, dropped immediately. He got nothing on 1st down. The Thunderbirds are in the hurry-up.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
They give it to him again. They'll knock him down after a 6-yard gain to the 27. The 12th man more than standing at the ready. They are bringing the heat on 3rd down. Jackson gonna throw it. Working that left side now. At the 45 on his way. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line.
When quarterbacks learn to take checkdowns, man, they become way more efficient. They become way better. They get way more possessions, and he does a really good job. It's not his primary guy, but he looks down the field. He doesn't force.
And the Heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45. They've been wreaking havoc, taking up residence in the backfield all day, and now it's 2nd and long. Got it in the middle. It's Dorsett. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job increasing. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down. And it's the Thunderbirds decide to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it right around the 20. Just enough time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Reed fires to the wideout. Makes a connection. They make the stop, but not before he wraps up this first period with a huge gain. We have the early makings of a quarterback duel, as these stats will show you. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Looking to pass. It's Reed. Unloads to the wideout. Good hands in there by the defense to force the incompletion.
I just don't think the receiver finished his route. At the top of the comeback, you've got to really drive back downhill and give your quarterback a safe place to throw it. Receiver wasn't able to do it, and that made it easy on the DB.
Across the 50-yard line on the huge pickup, and he's out of bounds at the 45. And the Aggies will snap it on 1st and 10. Run inside. It's Owens. Found a little crease and turned that into a productive run.
And defensively, one of the most important things is stopping the run, being physical up front. That was too easy for this offense. You can't give up 5 and 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, that is a recipe for disaster. They've got to be more physical, get off the ball, get downhill faster.
The Aggies, after moving the sticks through the air, come to the line. From the red zone, it's Edwards. Doing damage on the ground as he runs it down to the 11-yard line. Going to work on 2nd down, and the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. Rides to the back. They put the brakes on it.
And this is the area of the field where it gets really, really tough. Because the red zone, you know you got to run the football more. Well, this defense is #1 in the nation against the run. So I look for this offense to be more physical, be creative, try to find ways to run the ball against this defense that is so dynamic.
Might have a chance. They'll finally get him stopped at the 1-yard line. What a run there. Texas A&M will line up with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Texas A&M. No midseason concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead. And with the extra point, they're on top by 18. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. With an update on that, let's check in with Holly.
Here on the Thunderbird sideline, there is so much excitement down here on the sideline right now because their quarterback just broke the conference season record for passing yards on the last drive. He's right back out there to lead this offense. That record is going to continue to improve, but they did take just a moment to acknowledge him, pat him on the back, make sure he understands he is making history out there today. Back to you.
We'll keep an eye on that, Holly. Season Alley works his way to the 41, and that is plenty to give him a 1st down. The Thunderbirds racing to the line in the hurry-up.
And the offense with a nice run, breaks off a little bit of run, gets a first down. Oh, and here they go again. First down, you've seen this. They like to go fast.
Gets the back moving. Jackson will throw. Took a shot as he threw. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss.
Man, the defense smells blood in the water. You can tell. They're getting to this quarterback over and over and over. They've already sacked him a couple times. They're just winning up front. They almost got another sack on that last play.
Looking for running room. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play. Defense in press coverage. Looking to throw on third. Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40. And it's the Thunderbirds will bring the punt team onto the field. Fields the punt. Found a little running room on that one. Picked up some nice blocks before he's run out of bounds. As we check in with Holly.
Here on the Aggies sideline, players are really starting to feel this momentum. They've got a big lead here in this game, and they were expected to be just where they are. Guys are talking to each other. Keep eating, keep eating. I know they want to finish this game off strong, but with a big lead, they're starting to have a little fun down here on the sideline. Back to you.
All right, Holly. Here comes the heat. He gets rid of it, but I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, here comes the flag. They'll take the penalty and move them back. Still third down, but more ground to cover after the flag. Reed. Oh, he's going to try to get it all here. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Nice pickup on the return, but more important, they got the takeaway, and now they're in business. Keep. 7-yard pickup on that one. Is now 2nd and 3. They've got 4 receivers out there, 2 on either side on 2nd and 3.
Yeah, he does a really good job being decisive, getting downhill, being a great runner. And guess what? You know how easy offense is when you get me at 2nd and short, 2nd and medium? Everything in the playbook is open to me.
It's 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Working the ground game. He gets nothing, and they keep plowing ahead with the running game, and they've got very little to show for it. Jackson gonna throw it. Finds his man down the middle. Great job on the containment and the tackling. They stop him for no gain. The Thunderbirds come to the line in the hurry-up. The corners are walked up tight. We're at the 2-minute timeout, and these guys really need to build a little momentum to cut into this lead before halftime. Tough to make a living as an offense converting on 3rd and 10, but they'll try it here. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got it. Ripping through the defense and getting it all the way down to the 24-yard line. Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Finds his target. Turning it on.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. And you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. Now the offense wants to make sure everything's straightened out, and they call their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Got enough space. Touchdown, Thunderbirds. Gets it into the end zone.
And I'm not going to say that was a must score, but that was a must score. And this offense delivers right before the half. Everything's starting to pick up. Hopefully, now you build some momentum. You cut it to a 2-score game. Got to build on this momentum in the second half.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And he'll be stopped. Return gets it out across the 25, stopped at the 26. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a first down, they might really get aggressive.
I'd be aggressive right out of the gate. I'd be throwing for a first down. If I get it, then it's pedal to the metal. I'm in that 2-minute mode to try to score a touchdown or get a field goal.
But I do think this is a situation where you also have to understand that I have the lead going into the half. I've got the momentum, so don't do anything stupid here.
Throwing Reed. Out wide right, it's Horton.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
Fires one high and deep. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
And the offense clearly saying, we want to take those deep shots. We want to be aggressive. And I think that's a good strategy because it makes the defense really honor what you're going to do. And just missed a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if this offense finds a way to come back to some of those deep ones.
Pulls it in. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. From the gun, it's Owens. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays.
And this offense, right, they are in a groove. They are in a rhythm, just finding themselves play after play. Everything they're dialing up right now is working. If I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm not changing a thing. I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing because this defense has had 0 answers.
How great is it to know that if you can get the ball down somewhere close to the 40-yard line on your opponent's side of the field, you're walking away with at least 3 points because this dude is automatic.
They'll come out and take a knee, and that should send us to halftime. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Guys, it is my pleasure to welcome everyone into the Week 7 edition of the EA Sports College Football Update Show. We begin with Arizona State taking on the number 7 team, the Texas Tech Red Raiders.
Holly, what did you find out coming from the locker room?
I caught up with the Thunderbirds head coach. They have got to start dominating at the line of scrimmage. Here to start the third quarter, they have not been able to establish their run game. Being a one-dimensional team will not work on the road with this hostile crowd and this hostile environment. He said, we have got to start asserting ourselves up front and show that we can be the more physical team. I'll keep you posted on if they're able to do that here to start the third. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Holly. Back has it. They get him on the ground, but it'll be enough for the first down, and they might mark that down to use the Wildcat again. And it's the Thunderbirds come to the line with a new set of downs. Give to the back. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play. A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on second down.
And coming out in the second half, this offense, they needed to establish this run game. They needed to get something going. They're losing. They've got to find a way to get a flow, to get a rhythm. And so far here to start this second half, defense picking up where it left off.
And a big hit at the end, but it didn't stop him from getting the first down. The Thunderbirds want to move quickly.
Well, you got to be able to turn the page quickly on defense. Just gave up a first down on the ground, but here comes tempo. You've got to get lined up.
Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play. They give it back to him. Might have picked up a couple on that one before he was knocked down. The 12th man putting a stamp on this game right now and bringing it on third down. Jackson will throw. Rush right in his face. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Bounced right back to them. And it's the Thunderbirds will punt this one away. Trying to make one miss. He's got great speed. He'll be guided out of bounds, but not before a nifty return on that one. The Aggies offense will have another go at it. Keeps it moving. It's Edwards. Still on his feet at the 45. That defense got gashed, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47. And the Aggies, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. Right back to the well. He'll move it ahead and a good productive play on the ground.
And it's going to be interesting to watch this defense, man, because obviously when you're trailing, and offenses can sometimes get conservative. That's 2 runs back-to-back. Do they get more aggressive and try to bring more guys near the line of scrimmage, not let them waste time, and try to get their offense the football back?
And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. They're down to the 35 on 1st and 10. Handoff to the lone back. Tackle is made at the 30-yard line after he picked up 4.
And we talked about this guy coming into the game, man. He's a dude. Like, he's a guy that they're going to feature, they're going to give the football to. He's so good with the ball in his hand, so why would you not hand it to him as much as possible? They're doing it early, and he's getting some chunk yardage. This defense...
Intercepted to stop the threat. Returns it inside the 30 to the 29, and after the interception, they'll try to cash it in with a score. So the Thunderbirds offense is out on the field and ready to attack. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. There he goes. They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line.
Well, the defense just had to chase that guy down and make a tackle after a long run, and no chance to substitute. They got to get the play call in because the offense is trying to go fast.
Might as well give it to him again. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. The Thunderbirds moving quickly to the line.
Well, it's a negative play trying to run the football, and I think if you're on offense, you got to be thinking about throwing it now. You're trailing by a lot. You got to get back in this game. You need tempo, and you need explosive plays through the air.
Right at the line. Here's a little room there. Past the 30. Defense comes up with a stop, but not before he moves the chains and takes it inside the 10 to the 8. After the run, now to throw. Falls incomplete, and he did everything perfectly except catch the football. 2nd down coming.
This is a top 25 defense, guys. One of the best units in the entire country. They're so good situationally, and they understand the importance of getting leads early, making the offense predictable, having to throw in these types of situations so they can adjust accordingly, and that's what they're doing right now. Their coverage is being dictated by the scoreboard. They're going to make it really, really hard on this quarterback here in the second half to throw any completions.
Complete and looking for enough for the 1st down. And on 4th down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. Splits the uprights. Good. Now a two-possession game at 24-13.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Number 97, set to kick it away.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. So the Texas A&M offense returns to the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing. And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy because that's a QB that's dynamic, and he can make so many big plays. I got to string him out. I got to make him get to the sideline. But I will say this. I do want to hit him at the end of the runs. I don't want to let him out of bounds and let him get free carries. I want it to be physical.
The offense will put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Owens. Breaks into the open. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, Aggies. This crowd absolutely loving it as he rolled into the end zone. Saw a crease, nothing but green grass and opportunity, and he flashed through it for 6.
And when you can get 30-plus yards out of your running back and he can make big plays like this, man, it's hard to call a lot of passes. I'm just going to feed this guy the rock.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So the Thunderbirds offense is out on the field and ready to attack. They'll put this one in play first snap of the drive from the 25. It's always great to get points on a drive, but it would behoove them to try to get a touchdown this time around, Palmer.
They may have to get out of their comfort zone here too, David, a little bit and just start being more aggressive and take some chances, but that's what's going to have to happen for them to win this game.
Yeah, and when you're losing, obviously everything gets heightened. Everything becomes more critical. This drive is crucial because you've got to cut into this deficit and put some points on the board.
Stopped him at the 41, but that's a big pickup of 15. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And after a very short pickup on that run, we have come to the end of the third quarter. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. From the gun, running back gets to give. And he is snuffed out, greeted by a host of defenders.
Well, that last play is basically a microcosm of what today has been like for this offense. Just nothing happening. Not physical enough at the point of attack. They're being swarmed. They haven't had the balance necessary to win this game, and that's why they find themselves trailing late.
Takes the easy one to the back. Hit and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Down by multiple possessions. You can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. Snapped it, and he has to have it. Going to take a shot. Can't complete the long throw, and the defense gets off the field on 4th down.
Listen, with the aggressiveness of offenses and taking chances, a lot of times it's going to put your defense in a hole. And this defense is going to have to come through in the clutch right here because you're trailing. They can't get more scores. They got to get a stop on this possession, and the offense is going to have to do better than they just did.
And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain.
Important in the passing game that it's not just receivers doing all the work. You got to get running backs involved. You got to get your big fellas. You got to get the tight ends going too.
Running inside, it's Owens. Had to work to pick up 3 down to the 33-yard line.
And I know you can play these late-game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
They are on the move as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 28. The Aggies come to the line with a fresh set of downs. He's changing the play. Here's Reed to throw. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball.
Headed to the end zone. He'll be brought down at the 3-yard line. An explosive play in the passing game has him on the doorstep. It's 1st and goal as Texas A&M comes to the line. Motion from the back. Again, it's Reed. Touchdown, Aggie! And the stomping has commenced. That lead a little more comfortable now as they close in on extending this winning streak.
Nice job on the route and catch by the tight end scoring that touchdown. And it doesn't matter what play this offense calls. All game long, everything has been working. This has been a masterclass in offensive productivity.
So the Thunderbirds offense is out on the field and ready to attack. That 4th down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for it on 4th down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. We decided to go for it. We didn't get it. The defense, Jesse, didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary.
And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
And the offense goes 5 wides and spreads the field. The problem is that spreads you thin, and you only got 5 guys in protection, and they don't do a good enough job up front. The defense gets home, forces the fumble, big play.
Touchdown, Aggies! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They are finishing the deal, building the lead here in the 4th, and they are going to go to 7-0. And the point after is good. So the Thunderbirds offense is out on the field and ready to attack. That last fumble proved to be costly as they cashed it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, and so this defense now is juiced. They're excited and ready to go. So this offense, David, they've got to get something going.
Yeah, those turnovers can be contagious, man. It gets you excited, and then when your offense takes it down the field and does something with it, this offense better be ready to play against a motivated defense.
Just feeds the running back. Defense not budging. He's still able to get 2 to the 29. 3rd and 6 yards to go. Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. Can't hang on after the hit, and it'll be 4th down.
And this passing attack has not been great today. It hasn't found a way to manufacture those big plays and to scare this deep.
Wait just a minute, guys. The offense looks as if they're going for it in their own end. Needs it here on 4th down. Takes a shot as he throws, and it never had a chance. Incomplete.
Tell you what, it gets late in the football game, man. I got to start being aggressive. When I'm in a hole and the clock's running out, like it's going to make me have to throw the football, be more aggressive. And this offense doesn't come through for their team, and now they're going to really need their defense to get some stops here in this football game in the 4th quarter.
Gain of 8 yards on the play. He's too short of the first down.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and this offense just a couple of minutes away from putting one in the win column. Headed to the line at the 23, trying to convert this 3rd and short. Reed. Left side is Horton. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down. With all those receivers in the game, you might think they were getting ready to try to take a big shot. Instead, just efficiently moving the chains.
Yeah, you got all that speed. It scares the mess out of him.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just added their total. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the capper came on the run to the end zone from the 13. If you can do that, I don't know why you don't do it every time. Reduce the risk. Banged it out of the back of the end zone. They'll put it in play at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Hand it to the back. Give him a pickup of 2, now 2nd and 8.
And I think this offense is all but surrendered, right? Like they're down so much, they need to be throwing the football if they want to score a bunch of points to get back in this game. But they got to find something moving forward, man. This was a rough day. This was not a great.
He wants to go deep. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. 3rd down conversions, always a huge stat, and they've got a 3rd and long from the 27. A run for the quarterback. Got the first down. He slides and gets the first down. What a weapon to have a guy who can move the chains for you by any means necessary. Jackson gonna throw it. It's dropped after taking the hit.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
Just this side of midfield, the defense trying to rise up on 3rd and short from the 49. We're at the midway point of the season, and after the showing they delivered